I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and joining me today is Dr. Mike Jones, the Managing Director for Impact Minerals. Mike, it is a pleasure to see you, and I'm very jealous of those blue skies behind you.
Yes, great to be here again, Shay, and it is a glorious day here in Perth, a fantastic sunny winter's day, and very pleasant to be outside.
It certainly looks it. Now, of recent months when we've spoken, we've focused primarily on the Lake Hope high purity alumina project, but recently I've noticed some of your other projects are attracting attention. You recently announced a farm-in for your Commonwealth project located in New South Wales. Can you elaborate on what made this happen?
Yes, certainly. Obviously, the focus for Impact is the High Purity Alumina project, our Lake Hope project in Western Australia, where we completed the PFS just recently, and also our investment in Aluminous Proprietary Limited, which owns the HiPurA technology. And all of that work is going ahead at a great speed. It doesn't cost a lot of dollars, which is very good news. But we do have a large legacy portfolio. Obviously, Impact at heart was and is an explorer still, and but it's important that we put the money into the HPA project wherever we can. So last week we announced that we had done a joint venture deal where Kuniko Limited is going to farm into our Commonwealth project in the famous Lachlan Fold Belt of New South Wales, well known for its major copper gold deposits, and a very good deal for Impact there, which basically, to cut a long story short, will leave Impact with a 30% free carried interest in that project to a decision to mine. And from then on, we can retreat to basically a 10% interest and dilute to a 2% royalty. And that's a fantastic project. We can't, unfortunately, we can't give the time and money that's associated with it. For those of you that remember Commonwealth, it is the only project in Australia similar to the famed Eskay Creek project in British Columbia, and which is now something in the order of 10 million ounces of gold at more than an ounce and of gold, and hundreds of millions of ounces of silver. So it's a fantastic project here in Australia, and we look forward to Kuniko getting on the ground and starting work there.
Now, you have several other projects in your folder right now, and I know we can't go through all of them, but what's some of the movement happening here across them?
Yeah, this is our second deal on one of our legacy projects this year. So we also announced the completion of the sale of our Blackridge Gold project in Queensland. That had been under option for a couple of years. It took a while to get it over the line, but that's done there now. I think we've got a 1% net smelter royalty there and received $350K in cash for it. So that was a great deal. Commonwealth now, as I say, 30% free carried interest and moving down to a 2% net smelter royalty. And we've also rationalised our ground in the wheat belt of Western Australia around Aachen to focus on our Caligula target, which we will drill later this year or early next year. It turns out the wheat belt is quite difficult to work in Western Australia. The farmers there have freehold land, and they also have the right of veto. So if they don't want you on the ground, there is nothing you can do about it, which is a bit unfortunate. And so we've had to rationalise the ground there, just saving on rents and rates and everything. Dropped a couple of other minor projects. So all in all, it's a big focus of us to reduce all of our ground and our outgoings to focus on HPA.
Finally, I know you and I both have a love of historic mining towns, and you have an interest in Broken Hill. Tell me, can you sort of give me a rundown of what's happening in Broken Hill right now for Impact Minerals?
Yes. Well, having said we're trying to rationalise our ground holding, the one thing that we have done this year is actually increase our ground holding at Broken Hill. And that's because, for those of you who remember, we were actually in the first cohort of the BHP Explore program, which is their venture capital incubator program to accelerate exploration for junior companies on their projects. And for those who are interested, it's a fantastic program, and the Explore program for the fourth year is now open. Applications are open. I would encourage anyone who thinks they've got a decent copper project in particular to apply for it. It was a fantastic event for us, and as our project was actually based at Broken Hill, trying to take BHP back to the future, as we told them. And we had some very significant models there for copper, and we had our eye on some ground for a couple of years as a result of the Explore work, and we were pleased to say that we acquired that ground relatively cheaply earlier on this year. We've completed some ground geophysics there, an MT survey, I'm waiting with great anticipation for the results of that. I'm pretty confident we're going to get some pretty nice conductors out of that data, which we will look to drill later this year, or into the beginning of next year. So we still aim to drill a few holes, Shay. We're always still looking for the big one, as well as the big one that we've got at Lake Hope with the high purity alumina.
Geologists love to put holes in the ground. Listen, Mike, it's great to see the shape that the portfolio is taking going into 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to future updates.
Thanks very much, Shay.